All right, everybody, welcome to video number 5. Again, if you haven't watched videos number 1 through 4, I really encourage you to do that. In video number 5 here, we are going to focus on the visualizer. And my thoughts on this have evolved, even recently. Why is it video number 5? And this tool has kind of been around a long time. I don't think you should be using this until you watch videos number 1 through 4, because the Aperture Setter is going to help you notice where efficiency and work should be. This can be a dangerous tool if you don't do it with a lot of thoughtful consideration. Okay, so what is the visualizer good for? Well, obviously we can see inside the cup that's not there. We can see what's happening in the lips. Simply to notice if the pressure is too much on the top or pressure is too much on the bottom, are you pinning your embouchure? This is something we could talk about for quite a long time, but the idea of pinning is something I did for many years. Is your embouchure pinned and open against your teeth? The embouchure tool in general is going to help you fix that, but we can just notice here with the visualizer, how are your lips looking inside? Are they close together or are they far apart? The reason it is so important to watch videos number 1 through 4 is because if you do this too much, please hear me. This is so important. This is a tool, but any tool can be abused and used too much. This is a dangerous tool if you do this mindlessly and try to play it too loud. You will lose range, you will lose focus in your trumpet playing. But if we do it with this in mind, what are we trying to cultivate and maintain? We're trying to maintain this focus. So in some ways, this is a quite advanced tool when you're using it on its own because you know what you're trying to do. You're trying to maintain what this got you, but now the training wheels are off, per se. Okay, with the visualizer, I don't want to talk about it too much because I actually think the whole tool itself, the embouchure, is more healthy than this by itself. Don't do this too much. And here are a couple tips that'll keep you from going astray and getting too spread like I mentioned before. The first tip is, let's use Stamp. Remember Stamp said, I don't know if you know this, but he said his most helpful tool in teaching was to hold the mouthpiece like this with just 2 fingers. I would say when you use the visualizer without it being in the trumpet, do that so that you are not using excess pressure. And point number 2 is never play too loud on this. You don't have the resistance of the trumpet. Where you're going to get the most benefit of this is having incredible flexibility and versatility at a pianissimo. And lastly, when you apply this into the trumpet and you're not holding with your hand like this, remember the tip of using soft hands to make sure that you are not resorting to old habits of excess pressure, excess forcing. So use that as a resource for you when you put it into the trumpet to maintain that good form that you had like this and with the Aperture Setter.